Welcome back to another two, another three, another four, a five, a six, and a seven. People, we are back at it. This big old head here, um, with Veve. Ah! Veve is here, ready to wreck 'em. Although I'll probably switch over to perhaps um perhaps Fushi? No, I think I'll stay on Vebe, and then we'll have Fushi as the spare, if you will, if you will. But for today, we're just gonna go do more of the dailies, more of the Lexus, because I have fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this daily. So we're gonna slap that out. We're gonna grind that out. Um, Over here, while I talk about random platitudes, once again, guys, we have no real. Oh, excuse me, objective here. I just like to yap to people who care to listen, and now that has decidedly been the internet because, well, the world kind of sucks now. Be real, be one hundo with you. But that's okay, man. That's okay. That is all right with us. We're making work with what we got. We're having fun with the people who are around, and what we're making do, we're making water into wine. We're alchemizing. But I suppose, yeah, that's what I'll talk about. I'll talk about the general shitness of people, and the reason why I've decided to generally disconnect, have the ghost mode portion of life, as we all generally have to do, I'd say, to grow, to elevate. And honestly, man, that's my favorite thing. It's just growing. It's just learning new things. I really hated school because if you're a guy, it's just designed for you to fail. I'm gonna be real with you, motherfucker. It's trying to fuck you up and have you crash out. School in general. And college too. If you're a guy, it's just like if you win in school, sure, good, yeah, fantastic. But if you're a guy, it's just designed literally from the ground up to fuck you up and make you fail. And it's because it's not the way we actively learn. Like for me, as a person who loved learning, school was not easy. Of course, the whole studying thing was easy, but that's like half of school. So sure, I don't have to study for tests in order to succeed or whatever the fuck. But that doesn't mean I'm over here, randomly having the time of my fucking life and succeeding in everything and finding the purpose to fulfillment and all that bullshit. It's still confusing. You still really don't have friends, but I suppose that's not necessarily a bad thing, and I've never really seen it as such. But it's a weird world. It's a weird world where a lot of the things that are quote unquote normal, at least to me, do not really feel normal. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things is just the act of having friends that are generally just 110% distraction. It don't feel right to me. It don't feel right. And I understand it's kind of like the same way I look at video games. Uh, in general, I'm a very achievement focused gamer. I have different games where I grind a little bit harder than others. I'm a try hard in some games. I'm a try less in some games, of course. But in general, I look at it the same way I look at life. I'm here to succeed, and a lot of people don't look at games that way. They just have a hedonistic way of approaching the shit. And I've noticed that it doesn't just leak into the games you play. It's like the friends you hold. You don't look at people in order to help them. You just have a hedonistic way. It's like, oh, you're interesting, so I'll keep you around for a little bit, whatever. And what really made me crash out and going to all these different towns and meeting all these cool people was the fact that there was no sense of urgency, no sense of agency with these motherfuckers around me. But of course, I'm the crazy guy that loves to help people. So, I'm like, I realized this. It was a crazy realization when I came to this. But I had been fired from my job, which happens a lot to me, right? And for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I was just going ham. Well, I was going here. I was hanging out with this person. I was going here. I was hanging out with this person. I was doing this thing. I was going here. I was doing this thing. And I realized I haven't like reached out to anyone, but I'm constantly out in the world doing things for, I mean, of course, sometimes it's for me, you know what I'm saying? But whenever a call is given, I answer. That's the main thing. That's the main thing that I realized what was going on. It's like whenever a call was given, I was there to answer every fucking time. And then I realized, would these people be here for me for the same? First thing, but more than that, do I even want them here? You know, do I even want that kind of like agency in my life? And I really don't think it's that necessary for us all to, have like a gigantic, huge network of friends, because then the urgency isn't there, you know? Then it's like, oh, I missed the hangout with this guy, but it's fine because, I'll hang out with him with some other people, or I'll hang out with another other person for the rest, who cares? Because I have all these options, I have all these friends. So, missing one general thing doesn't really fucking matter. And that's how I feel like the world is leading us to do with everything, you know? It's just like you have so much. So who cares if a few fall by the wayside? And that shit fucks people up spiritually. It's like I don't matter at all, and of course I'm sorry, but you don't. That's why so many guys were sent off to the war to fucking die brutally, horribly, just like Veve over here on the ground from the giant fucking laser. That's why a lot of us were sent off to die, and we were happy because of it, because we had no fucking life back here. And it's just a true fact that many men, very, very disposable. Very, very disposable. And I apologize if I'm speaking a little fast, a little angry for you guys here while I'm gaming. It tends to happen because the mind doesn't stop. I really wish it did. I really wish it did. And often when you have a mind like this, you kind of just have to willingly disconnect. I feel like that is the key, and to get rid of all this crazy propaganda. It's to willingly disconnect, because it's not just a friends thing for me. I feel like most things in life we're just eating too much. In this ghost mode period for a lot of people, it just teaches you that people are valuable. Like I know that's a weird thing to say, right? It's like duh. But yeah, a lot of people forget, man. It's a crazy thing to say that this world has become so convenient that even our human connections and community is like a convenient thing. But this is very true. You have to watch yourself, because we're falling into the trap of short form content becoming our entire fucking life, and you just eat little pieces of candy instead of getting actual sustenance. So yes, my friend, watch yourself. If you ever find yourself in a situation where it's like whatever, I'm a flaky person, but who cares, they'll always be there, and then you're gonna end up missing the one person who actually cared about you. And it's a very sad thing, but you have to stop this slippery slope before you're 40 years old and nobody wants to deal with your motherfucking ass. And I'd say when you take a step back from that, you'll discover what you really care about. That's what happened to me. It's like I don't know anything that I've truly done stupid amounts of research and shit in, besides RPGs and Dragon Quest. Like, I've done a crazy amount of research, analyzation, building life models, testing, all this shit about video games and music. And so it's like, of course, this is something that makes sense to me to, monetize it in my own way. But a lot of times we discount ourselves, and we don't think, oh, I need to take a chance. It's just the urgency. The urgency is gone, because once again it feels like everything is just right at our fingertips. But it's not. It's such an easy life that it seems that way. But shit is real, man. Shit is real. It is very scary out here. Let's do a scary shot on him. Make this motherfucker slow down. It is very scary out here, because all of your options can be gone in a fucking instant, man. It's crazy. It's actually insane. And you got to remember that not everybody is truly here in your corner. Like everybody's gonna want to know what you're doing, of course. Everybody's gonna be interested in what you're doing, of course. But just because they're talking wonderful, sweet nothingness in your ear does not mean that they're actually here for your well-being. Oh, he's gonna slap the shit out of me. Please, please, Oh, I lived. Nice. Um, yeah, but you have to watch yourself, man. You gotta watch yourself. Take it slow a little bit. There's a reason why I love this game. I started playing it very, very early on, but I didn't get like the content bug for it, like day one, frame one. You gotta learn, you gotta discover, and you have to take your own pace. Nobody's gonna make you do it, and thank God for that. I feel like it has more meaning when you actually have to work towards something yourself. Oh my god, poison's here now. So my health is slowly decreasing. The healing skills are very bad now. We have a couple of really good healers though. Obviously, this druid is puts in work like he should. And then stun never works in this guy, but I always try it. I don't know why. Never. Okay, I probably won't make it. I won't make it. Oh, I probably won't make it. I made it. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Let's make him scary. Oh, he's jumping. He's jumping. Yep, I'm dead. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, it's a long road to figure this out, at least for me, because I love helping people. I don't know it sounds gay, it sounds stupid, but when I get information, when I grow, I tend to try at least, to push that knowledge, that effort, that power, that strength onto others, because of course that's how you grow. You teach a lesson, you learn a lesson, that kind of thing. But oftentimes, man, especially if you're attractive, especially if you're tall, especially if you come in with a certain light, a certain complexion to your voice. You're not just some guy in the fucking crowd. I've never been on NPC mode, although I wish it was something that I could tap into because it's really hard being in the public eye. I'm not even joking, guys. It's one of the reasons why for a YouTube channel to pull, to actually come off, in a crazy way. I hope it is a faceless one because Jesus, I'm tired of being recognized on the street. It's one of the main things that really annoyed me in high school is that I was like the popular kid who definitely did not want to be the popular kid. I didn't want to act like the popular kid, but it's just like that, man. It's like whatever you go against will automatically come at you one full thousand force. My voice is a good thing, I promise. I have a speech problem, god damn it. But yeah, in general, what you run away from is exactly what you're gonna get. Um, and you can't really discount the gifts that God has given you. I realize, man, there's a reason why people automatically gravitate towards not only what I say, but what I do, and especially what I create. And yeah, I can't be humble about that anymore. I gotta truly utilize God's gifts. We might not win this fight. Oh my goodness, I'm so sad. Please kill him. Do some damage, god damn it, guys! Oh my god, we're so close. Are we close? I feel like he's like right there. Come on, cannons. Come on, cannons. Come on, cannons. Hit his bitch ass. Oh my gosh. 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds. Here we go. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Oh, no, let's go. Let's go. Ah, I love you guys. Very nice, 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 very nice. All right. Um, but yeah, you have to recognize who's really there for you, and it's really comes from the sense of urgency. I'm the kind of guy who really doesn't go crazy asking people for things or even reaching out. It's just not me. I just don't feel that need, that requirement because I value my alone time. I like things, aka Veve, way more than people, and it's a thing for me that if I just get caught up in something that I literally I'm not ignoring you. I'm doing other things. Obviously, but I don't know. That's not obvious to people sometimes, Especially someone like me, who it feels like I have all the options in the world of everybody to talk to, all the constantly fucking shit, and I don't like to be conceited and think that people in my other friend groups were constantly having chats about me. But I implicitly and specifically decided because eventually sometimes these chats do get back to you and it didn't feel good to me that I would not gossip about anybody else, not because it's that's some feminine activity, even though I do think it is a feminine activity, but just because of the golden rule type shit. I don't like when people talk about me at all, not even in a good way, and that's the thing. It's just the alone time, the time where I am versing me is generally the best time of my life, of course. Even when I'm playing like PvP games, I'm it's way more fun when there's no chat and I'm imagining I'm just beating up a bunch of bots, or I'm actually beating up Sue Storm, or I'm on Marvel Rivals and then I'm shooting the fuck out of Hulk, and it's not some other guy behind a computer screen, who's fat as hell with a steak and shake cup and his fucking two burgers. I don't like to imagine that shit, and imagine I'm actually beating up people because I'm just so disturbed at human nature of mostly myself. I'm the biggest hypocrite I think I've ever heard in my goddamn life, and I'm just tired of people acting like, your shit don't stink. I'm the first person to know my shit stinks. My shit is absolutely atrociously nasty. And the humbleness of me being like, oh, I'm not that good. It doesn't help when, the people who generally are trash and awful. Don't have that same kind of holdback and thus get everything I should get, even though I say I don't want it. Of course, I fucking do. Of course I fucking do. So I'm betraying myself, saying like, oh, all this money and fame and nepotism and all this bullshit. It's like, oh, so unrequired. But it really is for you to actually believe in yourself. For you to actually have a goddamn soul. It's oh no, give me. Yeah, don't double down there. Okay. No, no, there. For you to actually get there, man, it takes a lot of swinging your fucking dick around, and that's the whole nepotism thing. You have to do it in a respectful way, but then there comes a time where it's just like, man, the effort is just going to speak for itself in ways of holy shit. It is going to be really annoying when you're so humble that you can't acknowledge that holy shit, it's taken off in a way that you really can't control. So that's one thing that I'm working on, just in a good, healthy way. I'm not even gonna say a non-toxic way because toxicity is pretty hot. But just in a way that makes sense for me, just getting rid of that humble shit because honestly, the fact that I'm even here in the holy year of 2025 and I can smile and give off good, wonderful words of encouragement to people, and still, oh god, that was super dumb. I don't know why I did iceberg throw on him, like that's actually gonna do damage. Um, yeah, that was very dumb. That was very dumb. But nevertheless, it's a funny thing where a world will constantly beat your ass, and then you're just so used to getting your ass beat that you don't even recognize that all those losses added up to a win. You know what I'm saying? And it may not even be the win you thought it was. But you just can't sit in the ass beat territory, especially when I'm the guy that I love getting my ass beat, and eventually you stop getting your ass beat as much, and you're like, well, it's just because it's whatever, it doesn't really matter because it really they got easier, really the competition got no. You just got better. That is just I'm sorry, man. This shit don't get easier. If there's anything indicative of that, it should be Gen Z. If the world really got easier, then Gen Z they shouldn't be having all the problems, right? It should be it's completely fine, right? Hell no, man. It's rough out here. It's rough. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that yes, I am still here. I still have a family that loves me. I still have support. I still have friends that I could go back to, but I decidedly don't because I have nothing for you. I'm that guy, man. I'm that motherfucker that I'm not coming to you, on hands and knees begging because people don't solve your problems. And if they do solve your problems, they're gonna come right back when that person fucking leaves. So don't look for people to solve your problems, please, for the love of God, people. That is not what they're there for. And please recognize that you have the ability to get there. You just have to take an action, whatever it is. I don't care what the fuck it is, man. I don't care if your action is to wake up and clap 2 times. I don't care what the fuck it is. But people don't have confidence because they don't take stupid actions like that and then reward themselves like crazy for it. That's really all it takes. And it's funny because the world is so insane that could be the trend, Instead of us taking copious amounts of Tylenol like retards, why isn't the trend to wake up, clap twice, and be grateful for 3 things? That would be a crazy trend, And you do that for like fucking 4 months. See how your world changes? It's just the stupid things like that that really do help us, man. I started out my workout journey just randomly taking walks because there was a lake nearby, and I was like, well, I walked to the lake at my last house, so I might as well do it again. And then I walked the neighborhood, and I was like, holy shit, this is a really nice neighborhood. I don't know why I fell in love with it. And so now I just walk every day, just to random places. There's so many parks around. There's so many places around. There's so many weird old people to watch. It's good. It's good. Outside world, it's not like you're going to find, the answer to life, but you're going to work out. You're going to get the good old vitamin D. And, you're gonna fix your life just one step at a time, you know, especially if you take it seriously. But that's anything. It doesn't have to be stupidly going outside for no reason or hitting the gym or whatever. It can literally be anything, as long as it's not on a goddamn phone screen. And I encourage you to game too, guys. Gaming is way better than scrolling on TikTok, and I don't care what the fuck game it is. It can even be a goddamn phone game, even though I hate phone games. Um, oh, I'm dead. Goodbye, baby. Um, but it can be anything. No joke, guys. No joke. It could literally be anything. Just stop scrolling. Short form content is destroying our value in everything. And I didn't think it was that big of a problem, but it's even destroying our value in music. Like Spotify wants to be your new short form TikTok creator. I'm not even joking with you guys. They want you to just goon and hate and goon and hate and don't think about shit. Just goon. It's fucking insane. And yeah, first thing I got rid of was the friends thing, because of course I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to care. I have to try to not care, and it's bad. It's bad for me specifically, because I feel like a lot of times we really downplay the amount that we can drown ourselves in someone else. Yeah, it's very easy. It's extremely easy. And the other person's not going to tell you, like, oh yeah, I'm getting all this good shit. I don't want to, I don't want them to stop. I mean, like, but yeah, you're actively destroying yourself. And I was suffering in silence, and that is such a crime towards God and everyone who values you. Even the people that you're suffering in silence for. It's such a crime, and a lot of people don't really realize that. Being vulnerable and telling people what you struggle with it's a sign of strength. And I'm struggling with that too, because of course I come on here and I complain to you guys all the time. But I'd be lying if I said I called up one of my good old friends every now and then and said, hey man, what are you struggling with? This is what I'm struggling with, whatever. I'm not ready to do that. I'm honestly not ready to take that step, because it's just the uncertainty of life. I don't know who's willing to take that step with me, willing to walk that road with me, but I know I am. So, until I actually have the tools necessary to help someone take those steps, because honestly, you motherfuckers, I know you. I know every single one of you, and I'm sorry if you feel called out by this. I know you in real life, whatever. If you feel called out, then yes, I am talking about you, but I'm not fucking calling any names. I know you motherfuckers. I tell you to do something, I give you advice, you don't fucking do it. You don't start it. You don't do the thing. So, you know what? If I'm coming at you, I'm gonna give you the tools, the exact steps, the guidelines to do whatever you need, or I'm gonna just give you a fucking resource. I'm just gonna give you the fucking shit, because that's the only thing people really value nowadays. And if somebody reaches out to me, that's the only thing I would really value nowadays, because I'm working on solving my problems. I don't need anything from you, and you should not need anything from me. And the thing is, I'm just tired of keeping up with the Joneses. I feel like that's what really disconnects us from life. I don't want to know anything about you or your current activities or what you had for dinner last fucking night. So I had to get rid of Instagram and all social media basically, except for I suppose YouTube and Spotify, and I do still use Discord, but I generally am just in like VTuber groups to see when streams are, give react suggestions. It's mostly a research thing, if I'm being real, and it feels weird to say it like that, but it's really all towards a similar purpose of just growth, success, general guidelines, because I feel like we're all just missing hope and guidance. We're all missing a lot of hope, a lot of pope, a lot of scope, because people don't have vision nowadays. And I'm trying to bring it back, trick it back to the old YouTube days where we actually broadcast ourselves. We actually talked about shit. But it's a long fucking road, man. It's a long fucking road. Hopefully these little daily videos will help a little bit. I don't know how much. I don't really care how much, man. But the main thing we really need to do is just take it back to valuing things, especially our hope, our emotions. A lot of guys specifically, they don't care about their emotions. Like, emotions? What value do those have? I do not care. And that's not real stoicism. That's not real Sigma. Of course, we're supposed to be in control of our emotions, but you still got to feel them. You can't just skip over the shit. That was my problem for a long time. You know, I thought being the stoic guy was just just not showing people shit. Just no reaction. You know, no feeling. You know, I can't show people my anger. I can never be an angry person around people. You know, I'm never doing it. Anger? What? Drake? No. Not doing it. But that's not real strength. That's just hiding from your insecurities, essentially. And you gotta realize, guys, eventually those walls are gonna break down. They have to. They have to. You know, it's like putting a balloon under the pool. You know, eventually that shit's gonna bounce up somewhere else, right? So the real stoicism that we have to hone in on is truly feeling our emotions. Taking them all the way through our body, but not having that crash out reaction. We're always angry as guys. I'm not even joking. This is just an emotion that automatically appears. But for me, what I usually did was I just skipped it. I skipped it and I went over to either fear or shame or even just general pain. Just general hurt. Sadness. And you don't have to do that. You can actively move toward, an area where you feel like this anger is warranted, and use that anger as well, for something that will help you and drive you forward, because that's what anger is supposed to be used for, guys. We fought wars with this shit. So you got to realize that it's not a bad thing in general to be angry. It has use, you just have to know how to call it out in the right way. And there's always a good way to let someone know critically what they did wrong. There always is, and sometimes people just aren't going to listen. If they're not ready to listen, sure, the good way to let them know may be way down the line. But people don't combine anger with the critical skill of patience. If you combine anger and patience, you're fucking unstoppable, man. You're fucking unstoppable. And that's because, we live in the crazy. Oh my goodness. I didn't even see you back there, Bobo, you son of a bitch. Okay. But we live in the crazy generation of the TikTok video, of the instant gratification, of the Postmates. Everything's so fast now that if you get angry, you don't draft a tweet. You do the tweet. Next time you get mad, just draft the tweet. Just draft the tweet, man. You don't even draft the tweet. Just make a voice note and just save it, and then just come back to it in like, I don't care if it's 30 seconds. Just take a break. Just go to the bathroom and come back. It doesn't matter how long it is. We're just training the skill, and that's the main thing, man. A lot of people don't value the training of the skill. Life is long. You're gonna need these shit for a long time, not for a good time. I'm sorry. That's just the way the world works. A lot of times people will try to convince you that you got to get it fast, you got to do it now, especially people who are the closest to us, because that's how they think. They're in the now, and that's a very easy way to think for a lot of people. I wish it was an easy way to think for me, but a lot of us introverts, a lot of us neurodivergent types know that just thinking about the current situation, it's very, very hard unless we have something like a catalyst to focus on. It's just difficult for us to get in that mood where nothing else matters but the right now. I have to work for the flow state. That's why I love video games so much. There was so many times in life where I was like, God, I wish I could just get in the flow state. And then I realized, man, video games are what trains you to do that shit automatically. Just like right now, I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing in the game. And this is live commentary, by the way. You can hear my fucking controller and shit. It's just an MMO that I've played for not even that long, man. Maybe like this is like a second fucking year in, essentially, almost third year in. But it's just something that automatically gets you into that flow state. We all have those. Oh my goodness, Bubble, get away from me! Free Bubble, get away from me, Bubble. Okay, these bubbles are being very, very violent to us. Oh no! Well, I think I'm close enough. No, not really. Well, where's the other one? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think in general, guys, just a general thing to end off this little half rant in the middle of the video. Um, I think it's very important to slow things down. Just as I was ranting like a crazy idiot just now, it's important to slow it down and take time to pause in between things, in between loves, in between friendships. It's important to just slow the fuck down and relax. let things take their natural course, their natural ways of going. Oh, here we go. Because life is long, like I said. If you actually decide to live it, it's very long. I'm not even halfway. I remember when I was when I was in acting school. I'm not gonna say which acting school it was because it's a pretentious fuck fest. But yeah, I'll be a seasoned old guy. I'll be 35 in this skit. And they were like, old? 35? Seasoned? What do you mean 35 is old? I'm not even 35. I feel like an old decrepit man right now. I'm 29. I feel like I've lived way too much fucking life. And I feel like this lonely stage is warranted. It was warranted a long time ago, but I'm damn glad I spent all that time in other people's lives helping them reach their whatever potential they wanted to. Because I had to realize, I had to come to this realization all by myself that you are never going to get anywhere helping other people. You're never gonna, unless you fill your own cup. I was too nice. I was way too fucking nice. I was so nice that I willingly gave up my cup because I didn't want a cup. And to this day, I still have the same kind of mentality, honestly. It's why I have to disconnect because I don't think that mentality is a bad thing. I still don't want a cup. Like if I had a choice, I wouldn't own my own bank account. I would just give the money away. Not even joking. Like I have enough for food, I have enough for house. Sure, everything I make, charity. Don't give a fuck. Do not. And I hope I keep the same goddamn mentality. And I hope it's easy to keep that mentality because people won't be, struggling. Oh my God, they need all this help. And I realized just from the amount of attention I was getting, just from the amount of love I was getting, that I'm destined for greater things. It's very very easy to go viral. It's very very hard to stop yourself from going viral. So I decided early on, whatever content I make, it has to be weird just so that it doesn't have that crazy crazy potential to why did I move fast? I didn't move faster. I was drinking water. Whoa, okay. Um, but just so that it doesn't have that crazy appeal that I feel like I'll have to replicate, or that I feel like people will just want to know me by. I feel like content like this is just so fucking weird that it doesn't really matter what I make next because this is such a rare YouTube pull. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that can easily be replicated, and thus not something that people really need in their life. You don't need more of this because you don't even know what the fuck it is. And so I wanted to create something of that nature, and I wanted to tell stories and different tales of good things that I see going on in life. But just that action, I knew it needed time to cook. I know from a very very early stage, right? And so I say all this to say, guys, we need to just calm the fuck down. It's not that serious. It never is that serious. And I know we all want this life of a crazy, a content empire. But if it's meant for you, it's going to be there at any fucking time. And yeah, oftentimes I was like, man, if I have all these people around me when I actually get viral, when I actually do the thing, they are not good, and of course, this is so rude to say, but once again, if I'm talking about you, I'm talking about you. It is what it is. I don't care. I no longer give two shits. It's no longer nice mode. We're villain arc, right? I just knew that if I really went into it and I did all these crazy dancing things, I have a lot of people there that aren't for me. They're gonna be like, Demarcus, I need this. Demarcus, I need money for this. I need money for this. I need money for, and it was already happening. You realize I had zero assets and people were still asking me for shit constantly, and I still gave it when I had it. So it's just the ghost mode I feel like is really necessary for those like us who really want to, go deep into whatever kind of internet content age is next. Because we are in between the next area. I think so. I think so. If you don't think so, then I don't know, man, you're probably on TikTok. Oh. But yeah, I think we're on the cusp of the next internet era for sure. I think AI is going to be a crazy, crazy part of the next generation of content creators, and it's going to be a very service-based industry. We're basically just gonna have AIs, and then the AI trainers that oh my god that I got stomped. That's so lame. Oh, we're not dead though. Yes, good, good, baby. Good, good, good. Okay, okay. Um, Completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, we're gonna have AI trainers that essentially just do service work for people. You know, they do little consultations with their little AI buddies, and essentially that line of work is gonna take off, and you're gonna be able to monetize like my day as an AI content creator or whatever the fuck, you know, like whatever it is that people are going to delve into and watch and get angry at and sensationalize. It will essentially become the new meta. And yeah, I think often people are angry at the fact that all these service roles are going away. I'm very happy. I don't mean to be a misogynist, but women joining the workforce really fucked us up. It really fucked us up, 100%. I don't think women should be working at all because I've worked with a lot of women in management, in lower roles. I've worked with a lot of women. My most favorite type of jobs are the jobs that women love because I like, generally learning and associating with people. That's where I feel like I get the most profit from because I have a very personable attitude about things. But nevertheless, I just see that maybe they want like the atmosphere of work. You know, maybe they want the community of work. Maybe they want the friend group of work. But they don't actually want to work. None of them. Zero of the women I've worked with. Okay, maybe. Okay. Yeah, no. There have been a few. There have been a few that actually actively like, getting things done, moving, growing through work, but not a lot. Not the majority, I will tell you that. The majority, you know what they like about work? Controlling people. Gotta give a moment of silence for that one. And there's nothing wrong with having the right opinion, with being very smart, with knowing what to do. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think it belongs in work. I think what belongs in work is getting the job done the best way possible, the fastest way possible, helping the most amount of people have the greatest time. And we live in such a time economy nowadays, guys. Everything wants to be done super fast. So that's the main thing I value. But I'm not just some crazy, like, I'm lucky that very early on I was taught the wonderful concept that slow is smooth and smooth is fast, baby. And once you discover that, it's not really about speed. It's about doing it to the coolest and smoothest way, for me. It's about making this process flow. Like, just like this, it's about flow state, Just having the highest dex or the highest movement speed or having really fast turn order is not how you win in Dragon Quest. You don't want to know what fucking helps you win in Dragon Quest? You gotta beat this guy's ass the smoothest way possible by dying the least amount of times. And how do you do that? You dodge the damn, the lightning bolts on the floor. You dodge the damn, the thunderbolts on the floor. You go over here on this one. You get a couple of, oh yeah, you get that ultimate, oh, tension max, and then you throw your goddamn boomerang. Go baby. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole process. It's a whole fucking process. And a lot of people discount, specific parts of it, and they don't want to learn more because they think, oh, I'm the best because they all love me. And I'm like, making people love you does not make you good at anything. Being nice does not make you good at anything. You have to be nice and not get hit by all the fucking bullshit, not take all the trash that they throw at you because people throw trash a lot, especially when you're attractive, especially when you're tall, melanin complexion, you generally don't attack people. I learned that early on, man. Especially in high school. It's not profitable to you or anyone around you to just berate people. I'm sorry, it's not. That used to be my general comedic style. And it's funny when you decide to not do that, then they're like, free game. Now it's time for me to do it to him." And then I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll take it and I'll call it laughs and I'll be funny." But the real way to react to that is to just be like, "Yep, no laugh, no insult back, no anger, just yep, no, it's just nothing." And it's a very boring life. So personally, I still don't like doing that. I'll let you crash out. But this whole texting thing, this whole keeping up with the Joneses thing, not for me anymore. I'm ghost, you know? It's because it's for your effort, you know, so that in the future I may actually value your time, you know? Uh it's just like most things, man. You know, you take it away and then suddenly it's got value again. So I implore you guys, relax a little bit, slow down a little bit, you know? We're done here. I'll see ya on another morning. Peace out.